I'm Sam Davis. I'm the founder of Mindful Yogi Academy. Now, this video is an answer to the question that I get asked a lot, which is what is the best yoga exercise or yoga flow that I can do every morning when I don't have much time, I don't want to put on a YouTube video and follow along, I just want to be able to get out of bed and start moving, start stretching my body, but I might not be very flexible, I might not be very strong, I just want to start gentle and build my way up. The absolute best thing that you can do every morning is sun salutations. And the reason for that is because it is something that you can do without thinking too much about it. You can add on or you can modify, you can do it slowly, you can do it quickly, you can use it to build strength or flexibility or just to move your body. You can make of it what you want. So if I show you very briefly a full version of a Sun Salutation A. Okay, so it's essentially one breath, one movement. You breathe in as we go up, we breathe out as we go down. You make the breath last for the entire movement. If you take extra breaths, it doesn't really matter. There are actually no yoga police that are going to come and tell you off. But essentially we go inhale up to a high mountain, exhale down, Uttanasana, inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, exhale down, take your feet back, and then exhale to Chaturanga, inhale to upward facing dog, exhale to downward facing dog. You then stay here, stretching out through the whole of your back of your body. Knees can be as bent as they need to be. Heels don't have to touch the ground, but you want to keep your shoulders away from your ears. Give yourself lots of nice space here. Your bum, your hips sticking up towards the ceiling nicely. After 3 or 5 breaths, look to the front of the mat. You hop forward into a halfway position. Exhale to soften and fold down to the mat, and then inhale to bring yourself all the way back up to high mountain and release back to a mountain position, Samastahiti, our starting position. Now that's kind of a full, quite dynamic version of the flow, but you can make it so much simpler. You can reach up for a big stretch, nice and gentle. You can take some stretches to one side or to the other, or you can even introduce some twists, just whatever your body needs. Bearing in mind we're thinking this might be first thing in the morning, we're in our pajamas, we're tired, we just want to start wriggling and moving. So you come down into your forward fold, but we're not that flexible, so we're going to bend our knees, we're going to place our hands down on the mat, bow your head, and then you are going to bring yourself up into that halfway stretch, because it's really nice here to straighten your legs, straighten your spine, look forward of the mat. Really stretching out through the backs of the leg, through the spine. And then exhale again to bring both hands flat on the mat. Knees can be really bent here. And then we're going to step with control, one foot to the very back of the mat. Push the mat away with your hands to make room to step your other foot all the way back. And then we find ourselves in plank. We don't have to stay here for very long at all. And then we can gently bring our knees down to the ground, untuck your toes, and then soften your whole body as you bend through the elbows to bring your belly, your chest, maybe your head down to the mat. And then tuck your toes again. We're going to come all the way up into a little baby cobra before pushing our bum back towards our heels and then sending our bum up high, hips up high, downward facing dog again. I like to stay here in stillness for a few breaths, but you can walk out through your feet, walking the dog, or you can bend both knees and then straighten them. You can move side to side. You can just do whatever feels nice and stretchy here, as we're just starting to bring ourselves to life in the morning, I suppose. And then look towards the front of the mat, and then we can make our way there as slowly and as gracefully or ungracefully as we like, and then come into that halfway position again at the top of the mat. So straight legs, straight spine, looking forward, and then bend and soften everything as you fold down, and then slowly bring yourself all the way up, stretching up into that high mountain again, and then release. So what else could we do? We could stretch all the way up, and maybe you can take your gaze up to your thumbs and you can start to come into a little bit of a back bend. And then you can start to fold forward, 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 forward. You can make this into a deeper stretch by aiming to have your hands on the ground and your legs straight. And then we can come into that halfway lift, which again, we can start to lengthen through the hamstrings and build some compression strength by keeping your hands on the mat. We don't have to. From here, you can take your weight into your hands and you can hop your feet to the back of the mat. And then instead of coming down through your knees, you can start to work into a chaturanga before coming up into up dog and then back to downward facing dog. See, all sorts of modifications, variations, whatever you want to do. From here, you can step forward or you can hop forward. Find your halfway position and then soften down into a forward fold and then bring ourselves all the way up. So the basics of it are inhale to come up, exhale to fold forward, inhale halfway, exhale to fold forward, hands firmly on the ground as you send one leg then the other leg back in space to find yourself in plank. And then you either bring your knees down, belly, chest to the ground, and then come up into a little half or baby cobra, or we stay up on our high knees, we bring our whole body down and come through into an up dog. Either of those is just as valid. And then we find our way back into downward facing dog. This is arguably the best part, the most important part of the flow. Find a bit of stillness here, or wiggle. Just do whatever feels good. And then look to the front of the mat. I like to hop myself forward into a halfway position before we soften and fold down and then bring our full self up into that triumphant high mountain and then release. And you can do that as many times as you want. You can do just a couple of times through. You can just do it once. You might want to do 108 of these. I don't want to do that, but you could. And then you've set yourself up for the day and you've done some yoga.